Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? It is theRealKaaayle, back with some Mortal Kombat 1 content. Happy Sunday, y'all. Try to close out the weekend with a nice topic that I think a lot of people want to talk about. It's not a hot take at all to say that Cyrax is the best cameo, the best assist, arguably the best character in the game in Mortal Kombat 1. Yes, the cameo character is the best character in the game right now. The one that you can't even play as is the best character in the game because this character is so versatile. You can use him with a lot of things, and it really does change how you have to approach your opponent going up against a Cyrax, especially if Cyrax is being paired with one of these four characters, the four horsemen of Mortal Kombat 1 right now. And that is Johnny Cage, Raiden, Baraka, and I would say even Azra. Azra is pretty damn good too. I would say I personally think these are the four. Actually, no, not Azra. Kenshi. Sorry, guys. Kenshi this is the four horsemen of Mortal Kombat 1. I would say if we're gonna have a fifth horseman, it might be Azra, but I think Azra is better with a different assist at the moment. That is Serena. So Cyrax provides the player with insane block pressure. He gets them good combo extension, and I think I would say he's kind of a counter zoner as well, because the net, when you trade with a projectile on the net, and there's not that many projectiles in this game, but it's such a favorable trade for the person playing, who's controlling Cyrax, because the net has so much hit stun. You have all the time in the world to just get a run up, get a combo, and figure out what you're gonna do with the opponent. The net has so much stun that a Johnny player can have a full empty taunt bar, and they can just build that up with the net and pop off hype. He could do it twice in one combo because of Cyrax. It's insane that he can do that. That's dope stuff. I like that. But I think everybody knows the reason why Cyrax is really strong is because of the buzzsaw, the helicopter. I have to throw in the meme there because that's basically what it is. There's a lot of helicopter attacks in fighting games nowadays, man. But yeah, man, the buzzsaw. This is what we always see, and I think this is the main reason why people are picking this character anyways. The buzzsaw just provides basically a block string that feels virtually endless, that does a ton of chip damage on block. So blocking is not even... You don't want to block against Cyrax. You don't even want to block, because that's what the opponent wants you to do. They want you to block. Actually, I feel like that's what Scorpion and Cyrax is about. Scorpion and Cyrax is literally just about making the opponent block and just making sure that you can't get hit. That's really about it. They just whittle away your health bar with that chip damage. That's really what Scorpion Cyrax is about. But he can do that with a bunch of other characters. Raiden is just like that too, because Raiden has he basically has two moves that does a lot of chip damage, and if you cover them with Cyrax, that's even more chip damage, and he's safe. And that's the big problem. So my issue with Cyrax personally is not the chip damage is a problem. Don't get me wrong, guys. But my problem with Cyrax is that Cyrax basically allows you to keep your turn. Like, it's still the opponent's turn when they call him out after all that chip, and it makes the block string just endless. If y'all thought upgraded Jackie in Mortal Kombat 11 was bad, I personally think there's basically like 4 upgraded Jackies in this game that will have you blocking endlessly. You're just blocking for dear life, and what feels like infinite plus frames when you have Cyrax, especially with a character like Johnny Cage, who has plus frames out the wazoo already. It is the most scariest thing to deal with in this game currently. Johnny Cyrax, Raiden Cyrax, Kenshi Cyrax, Baraka Cyrax. Oh my goodness, the damage. There's so much synergy with those characters. And then there's other characters that Cyrax is good with too. We're seeing Sonic Fox use Cyrax at Rain. That's pretty terrifying. I fought a Cyrax Rain the other day. I didn't really know what to do. You guys saw the video against me fighting that Scorpion Cyrax where they just basically did like no combos and they just whittled away my health bar and just played super defensive with Cyrax. It was a very boring and frustrating game to play. What other character is really good with Cyrax? There's definitely more. I think Azure Cyrax is pretty good. Smoke is pretty good, although I don't use him. Basically, what I've seen is that Smoke can just be invisible on command because of the block pressure that Smoke could apply with Cyrax. It's insane. Man, what are they going to do about this character, y'all? Because I don't know. How much more longer can we play the game with Cyrax just helicoptering, right? It's getting really annoying to deal with. And right now, even after a month of playing, there still isn't a very good counterplay to dealing with Cyrax right now. Basically, just keep two things in mind whenever you're going up against one of the top tiers and they're paired with Cyrax. Basically, first things first, don't get hit. You gotta have amazing movement, amazing whiff punishing, and amazing punish game. Just don't get hit, because if you get hit, you're going to be losing 35 to 45, 40, 50% of your HP, especially if someone is using Baraka or Raiden with Cyrax. You're gonna lose a lot of HP if you get hit. So please, for the love of God, don't get hit. Just don't get hit. And then second thing, you got a flawless block. So don't even block. Just flawless block. Because that block chip damage is just insane. You're doing like 10, 15%. Sometimes even upwards to 20% for a block string with Cyrax. And it's just demoralizing that even your defenses is not a good option against the character. You really need to flawless block. And right now, that is the best way to deal with it. Flawless block something, because once you flawless block something, you're going to nullify the chip damage on the block string. You're just going to stop all the chip damage. You're going to negate it, so that way you're forcing your opponent to stop the block string, but it's probably still going to be their turn, because Cyrax, that's what Cyrax does. Cyrax keeps you plus at the same time, so they have to restart their block string, or they have to just grab you, right? There's no real counter right now to Cyrax. You can't stop him at all. If the opponent does the block string properly, you really can't stop him, and it's demoralizing. It's demoralizing. It feels like you really can't do anything. So I'm gonna show you guys all render on the screen, and this is just for our discussion of what can be done to change him, because it's not gonna stay this way. If you think it's gonna stay this way, you're crazy. Ain't no way it's staying this way right now. Ain't no way Cyrax is staying this way. The character is OD. The character is broke. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. And it needs to be done, well, I'm not going to say fast, but sooner than later, because let's be real. The meta is getting kind of stale, y'all. I don't know how many Cyraxes y'all been up against, but seeing it online, like the pros use it so often and everything. Oh my God, the way this man just shadow kicked my soul. I could have 3-0'd him right here. Oh my God, I was salty. I was salty, but it is what it is. The way people are using this character, what can be done? What we have on the screen right now is a render of what NRS says Cyrax is supposed to be. Defense, rushdown prevention, and projectiles. I currently don't think Cyrax is really any of these. Maybe he is defense, but he's also, I think his strength is actually offense, because he really does explode the opponent's offense. He explodes people's offense completely. I would say he's like a rushdown enhancing, not really prevention. I don't think you're calling out Cyrax as the opponent is rushing you down like that. The net isn't that fast. The net is more like a counter zoning tool rather than a rushdown prevention tool. So what does NRS want Cyrax to be? Because if they nerf the buzzsaw, then it leaves him with the bomb, which is not used at all, which I feel like that is very funny that the most iconic move that Cyrax is known for is, you know, the bomb, is not very good and nobody uses it. So I personally think that they need to tone down the helicopter move. I don't really know how that's going to work. There's a lot of things they can do. I say they might need to, first things first, they need to reduce the chip damage it does. But I also don't think it should really turn steel. Maybe it provides a bit more pushback so that the opponent can't really like take their turn. But maybe make that more of a summon instead of an ambush. But then that would change the combo game. Personally, I think maybe they should make the horizontal one, maybe make that a summon, and then make the vertical one, the one that just goes upward, make that one the ambush one, because that one is meant for combos. It literally only hits people when they're in the air. Make that the ambush. Make the horizontal one when it comes up, make that a summon. So if maybe it will still keep you safe if you want, but it doesn't steal your turn. Like, you got to give up your turn after that. It keeps you safe, reduce the chip damage on that. But then if you're going to do that, you need to buff the bomb, because the bomb does not work. I don't even know how the bomb really works. I don't know if it's unblockable or something, or if you hit Cyrax, it blows up. It seems like it's a very inconsistent thing, and nobody really uses it. I've seen people get hurt by it themselves more than it hurting whoever they're trying to defeat. And then the net, I think a lot of people thought the net was just going to be like a natural combo extender, basically do a string into the net, kind of similar to like how you do Serena or like Sub-Zero's freeze, but it doesn't work like that. It only combos off of some very specific things. So maybe they could do something about that as well. Maybe just reduce the startup frames on it, but also reduce how long the hit stun is. So, you know, there's like a give or take with that. But there's a lot of multiple routes that they could go with Cyrax. But I really do think NRS needs to figure out what do they want the character to be before they just go tweaking stuff with him. But needless to say, before I close out this video, I personally would not mind if he gets nerfed to the ground to the point where he's basically unusable, because that's salty. I know that's salty as hell to say. That's probably one of the worst things that could happen, but I'm not gonna lie, I think Cyrax is kind of carrying a lot of people right now. He actually is kind of carrying a lot of people. He's making a lot of teams very strong, and I just feel like the fact that you can't punish him, you can't really stop people from doing it. There isn't a really strong counterplay to it right now. So I would just like to see something done, just so you can get people off the Cyrax and use a different cameo. There are plenty of other cameos that are strong in this game. I know Kung Lao is really good. Sarita is actually still very strong, and that's like the poor man's cameo, like the lazy person's cameo who don't really know what to use. But Serena is pretty strong. Sub-Zero is very strong. Goro is very strong. There's a lot. Jax is very strong. There's a lot of very strong cameos, but I'm just a bit worried that Cyrax is just gonna steal a lot of people's thunder as this game goes on, if nothing is done about him. So let me know what you guys think. What should be done with Cyrax? I gave a couple suggestions. Is this character ruining the game? How do you feel about the character if the cameo selected against you? I personally am like, whatever, because the game is still new. I'm not really taking it that seriously, but I can see this getting very exhausting as the weeks and months go on. As we're almost in November now, so something's gotta give. I think the whatever balance patch is coming is gonna come out when Omni-Man releases. So hopefully that'll be like early November. So anyways, guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and stay tuned for more Mortal Kombat 1. Sound off in the comments. Eager to hear what you guys have to say. And have a good day, y'all. Peace.